Well, here's some free-floating shelves. This is a 4 foot. I have another pair to make, but cutouts for the holes. This is Proto Monkey Pod. They're very close in color, but I'm gonna show you how to make these. I have the other one to do. Excuse the mess. It's super busy. This one is the 8 foot one. It's gonna get cut in half. 2 shelves. Same thing. Free hang hardware, just like this. So they're just 3/4 inch rods. They just basically just sit in the wood like that, holding them up. It's a really good look. It's not with this new this piece. Actually makes everything a lot easier because you can use a router bit with bearing on it, attach this and follow it, and it'll sit in every time. You'll never have any problems with it not laying in there just right. So, alright, well, let me get after it. I'll cut that one in half and I'll show you the process. Alright, so after a couple minutes I got it up here somehow. So you're gonna need a 3/4 inch bit like these. They make this pack. I don't remember how much this costs or what even these are called. They're pretty much for boring. I like these because you're able to tell if you're going down square, because you'll see the circle start cutting oblong. So it's really nice, or help keep the holes nice and straight. I hate this thing, but I have to use it. It's the only thing strong enough to drill to this wood. 3/4 inch drill bit. You don't have to get one that has this little point on it. This actually makes it grab way too hard, and I don't like it at all. You need a drill to attach the template on, a square of course, router bit with a bearing, and a track saw. Well, you don't need a track saw. You can use just a regular circular saw. You can just mark a line down it. It's better if you have a real straight edge. If you're using just a circular saw, you can use a level and measure over your 1 3/4 and clamp it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get my track ready. I don't have an 8 foot track, so I have to put 2 6-footers together. If you have a track saw, you know what these are for. They're my least favorite thing. But it works. I really wish I had an 8 foot one to make this easier. But I'm just gonna go and ensure this side is square to that side, and then I'm gonna start marking out my lines. These shelves are only gonna be about 12 inches wide on the bottom, so every slab that has a live edge, you have a bottom and a top. So this is your top of your slab where the live edge is the smallest. So you can see here, that would be the smallest width of the slab, would be this side. So it'd only be about 10 from here over and 12 from here over. I like doing it this way just because on the bottom you get a lot more of the waviness. You're able to really tell where your widest point is. On top, it's more or less more straight on these slabs. Different slabs like maple, you know, it's kind of hard just because the slabs are cut so thin and cracky that it's hard to really get where your live edge comes over. So a lot of times you'll take a level or straight edge and you'll throw it. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. You'll throw it up and it'll give yourself kind of a mark to come off of. So if your slab was from here to here, you can measure over and really get your size, and that's just another way to do it. Obviously, it's probably easier for something smaller. For something this big, it's just your best bet to average the width and just come over. Alright, finally got the track together. Had to clean tracks off, cut epoxy last time. Totally forgot about it. There you go. 12. This on here might be a little tight on room. Where did I? Oh, there it is. Yeah. That's the size of a shelf. Another thing to mention too about the clamps for the track saw is if you have something underneath it like this, you can't really clamp anything to it. So I'm about to flip this thing sideways. But this is probably the widest part of the shelf. The bars are only about, I want to say they're 6 foot, so I'll have a foot on either side of kind of like those ones. Let's see if I can. I have a foot on either side between the bars. You could obviously get bigger ones or ones that stretch the whole span. Just easier to have and more, I don't know what's the word is, but if you were looking at it from the side, you wouldn't see the metal bar, you know, protruding from the wall at all. You would just see wood. All right, let me get this figured out so I can cut this for you and keep showing you how to do it. All right, finally after a lunch break and some time, I got it cut. What was I gonna say? Oh, vise. That is very important. If you're not able to hold this up in order to do the routering, it's going to be very, I still have, just because this piece is so big, I'm going to put some support underneath it. But this is where we're going to be cutting our channel. It is 2 brackets per one. So it's not a full 6 foot one, but it will be. Same thing, just, you know, you'd be using this piece, measure here 12 inches, mark, well actually here to in here 12 inches, mark it, ensure that these sides are both evenly spaced here and here. I'm just doing this for show. Mark it, put your screws in, take your router. I already have mine set at the depth I like. It's cutting about 3/8 in, just to give my metal a little bit more to recess into. This is about a 1/4 inch metal. But so we're gonna cut this side, move this thing completely over, the same thing here, a foot, boom, cut it, done. Got the other one too. The piece was a little bigger, so I got a nice, I'd say about 10 inches wide piece of Perota. Nice, you can probably use that for some legs or something. Still a mess around here, but getting it done. Hopefully I can get these done today. It's taking me a little bit longer. I expect to have a lot of little things I'm having to do in between all these videos. So I'll get back after it, see how far I can get today. Hopefully I can get them done, or get them to at least the stage to be ready to be oiled. Love having straight wood. Makes life so much easier. Alright, be back in a few. I know it's probably hard to see, but set it up on there. I lied, 2-foot sections, so we're gonna have 2 of those. They hold 240 pounds each. This slab only weighs about maybe 30, 35. So we're gonna have a 2-foot section from here to this mark. That's gonna be solid, which is fine. I thought they were 3 foot. My bad. But still, same thing here, 12 inches over. Same thing over there, nice even. We get this screwed in. Get a good video of routering this out, as long as this doesn't fall. And I'll get the other one done, and I'll show you how to actually mark the poles for this. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but something a lot of people don't know how to do, because you'd really have to understand how you could do that and mark it, but you'd have no way of telling if it was angled or this or that. So I'll just show you the easy way that I found out how to do it. We'll get all 4 of those holes drilled, complete this one, and I'll do a time lapse of me doing that one. Alright, so I tried to give the best camera angle I could. I don't really have a bipod tall enough, or sorry, a tripod tall enough to show the whole working area. So you can only see about a foot, but that's all you really need. This is the router I use. If you've never used a router before, I recommend do not trying this. Routers are really easy to mess up with. They're very dangerous. Say about dangerous as a table saw. So you really have to understand the way it cuts and the way the blade turns. So here's my working area. If I'm holding it like this, the blade is turning in a clockwise motion. And that's important because if you cut the wrong way, it's going to grab and jerk you like this. But if you cut right and come around like this, it's going to cut good. But if you go the wrong way, it's going to start jerking, tear out the wood, and just do a whole bunch of other weird things that you don't want to happen. Especially when your tolerances are so tight in between the edges that you don't want to break them out. If it happens, it's okay. You're not going to see it. You know, it's free floating shelves hardware. It's especially hard to find something thick enough and not too heavy to be mounted on the wall without seeing the brackets. It's just how it is. So we get after it, and this thing's loud, so It's nice and dusty in here now. I wish I had a dust collection system on that. We're doing it outside, but unfortunately it's raining. So as you can see, we got our thing cut. Router did a good job. The blade is dying. That's why you get a lot of smoke in the small chips, but easy fit, no problem whatsoever. I'll go ahead and take this off. Don't lose your screws if you need them again. There it is. Okay. Mark out the holes. Take your bar, set it in there the way you want it, tight to top or bottom, doesn't really matter because you're marking the holes the way you want it. Take your square, mark on just the very edge of this on both sides. I know you can't see that. Like that. Measure half of that. So now when you come in here like so, you know generally where your bar is going to sit. If you wanted to, you take half of this, which would be half a 3/4. 6, yeah, right there, half a 3/4, which is right there. And then you're going to measure the middle. So this is 1.5 inches, so it would be 3/4 in. So right there, take your square, actually might mark that with a Sharpie if I can find one real quick. Here's a blue one. Now, that is the middle of my bar. So when I take my bit here, I take it, I can put that tip right in the middle. It'll be perfect. Alright, well, my camera bag is about to die, so I'll probably charge the camera. And it's about, and it is 2:10, so yeah, hopefully I can get the rest of this on camera